What is up, low gangsters and low gangsterettes? I am Lance Treese, and I am here to tell you about this guy. Now you're wondering, who is this guy? This is George Mason. And you're still wondering, who's George Mason? Well, I was wondering that too before I started doing some research. So, George Mason was a founding father of the United States of America. Now, he's not talked about much but he was a writer and a half. He loved writing. You know, he'd just be like, "Woo-hoo. Woo. 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 Woo." All day long, man. He could just write the whole world away. But let's talk about his childhood a little bit. So, when George Mason was only 10 years old, his father died in a fatal boating accident on the Potomac River. Very sad. Very, very, very sad. But, that made him move in with his uncle, who was a very smart man, who had a library. And a lot of those books in the library were about law, which George liked. And he educated himself through a lot of those books, which helped him in his later jobs, like being a justice at the Fairfax County Court, and he was also a trustee for the city of Alexandria, and he was elected to the House of Burgesses. But something he was really well known for is he didn't sign the Constitution like most of the founding fathers did. He refused to sign it because he was an anti-federalist, and he believed that the Constitution would undermine the individual rights of the U.S. citizens without having a Bill of Rights. And Mason actually wrote the Virginia Declaration of Rights in May 1776, which Thomas Jefferson was inspired heavily by it during the writing of the Declaration of Independence only a month after. Although most of Mason's writings were lost through history, we do know that they do have an impact on our modern-day world due to the impact he had on the other founding fathers while writing the Bill of Rights. Sadly, in the mid-1780s, he got tired of what he was doing, and he retired. Now, George had had health problems all through his life, and in summer of 1792, there was an illness that spread all throughout Gunston Hall. And it got to him. And he was said to have a chest cold. And in just the few months that the illness was spreading through, in October 7th, 1792, George Mason died. Dead as heck. No more George Mason. He was like,